Yeah.
Is this okay? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You know, the Patcha Foundation has done so much since 2008, but because time is of the essence, I'm going to kiss you. Kiss you meaning keep it short and simple. Okay? So, this organization was started in 2008 by Mrs. Patcha, who herself was a cancer survivor. Okay, but unfortunately she died in 2012. But we thank God for her wonderful daughters, Sister Stella, Sister Marie Claire, and Sister Jackie, for continuing on with the vision of their mother. So what exactly is the Patcha Foundation? What is the mission? The Patcha Foundation has decided to be involved in improving community health efficiently and effectively. And the goal really, because this lady died from cancer, she thought to herself, I'm not a selfish person. I'm going to make other women understand what cancer is about, right?
Yes.
She didn't want to keep it to herself. So she said, you know what, I'm going to go out there, set up an NGO where I'm going to educate women on early detection and cancer awareness. And that's exactly what she did. And the focus here is not only on breast cancer, but all the other cancers. Gynecological cancers, you can see clearly the colors. Breast cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer, cervical, uterine, ovarian, childhood cancer. So all the cancers are a focus for the Patcha Foundation. So what really is, I call this the motto of the Patcha Foundation, CASEC. What is really CASEC? CASEC is cancer awareness, screening, early detection, and care. That is the motto of the Patcha Foundation. Next slide, please. So the ultimate goal really is to reduce the impact of cancer, not only of Cameroonians, but of all immigrants in the diaspora, as well as in the African continent. I don't know if you watch the news, but I was listening to Good Morning Joe on Thursday morning, right? And there was this lady called Brittany Maynard. Brittany has brain tumor, which was diagnosed at stage 4. And you know what Brittany decided to do? She's opted to die. Doctors assisted death. Why? Because she's diagnosed at stage 4, and the doctors have described to her what her suffering would be. And she doesn't want to go through that. So she decided to ask the doctor to kill her a few days after her husband's birthday, so she can go peacefully, right? So that is what the Patcha Foundation is about. Cancer screening, such that people can get diagnosed at an early stage, so you don't have to go through all of that suffering. Next slide, please. So you can see that there is really an importance to cancer screening. So let's look at Irene. This is Irene that the Patcha Foundation led in 2013. And this is my dear sister, Rosemary, who is not a lot as PRO for this organization. So look at Irene was diagnosed with cervical cancer, stage 3. Look at the survival for cervical cancer, diagnosed at stage 3, 32 to 35%. Look at it when it's diagnosed at stage 0, the early stage, 93%. So the goal here with the Patcha Foundation is to try to get women diagnosed at this stage where the survival rate is really high. Okay? And again, survival doesn't mean that you're cured from cancer. It simply means that you are alive 5 years after diagnosis. So that's what survival is. Breast cancer stage, 22% at stage 4 and 100% at stage 0. The men are not left out. If your cancer is diagnosed, prostate cancer at stage 4, sorry, if it is distant, 28%, if it is local, 100%. So clearly you can see, can you go back one slide, please? So clearly you can see that there is an advantage to early screening, and that is the goal of the Patcha Foundation. Next slide, please. So there are some intrinsic characteristics about Cameroon and about cancer that makes it such a good goal that the Patcha Foundation is going after. You might think because you're in the diaspora, you're free. No, you're not. Cancer is the second leading cause of death in the United States. Okay, breast, cervical, and prostate cancer are still the most common cause of cancer death in Cameroon. And you know what? 48% of Cameroonians are living below poverty line. This is from the World Health Book 2014. Okay? Look at the physician density. We've got 8 physicians per 100,000 people in Cameroon. Let's look at the United States of America. We've got 242,000 doctors per 100,000. Well, you might say, well, America is the developed country. Look at our next door neighbor, Nigeria. Nigeria has 40 doctors per 100,000. So you can see that there are a lot of Cameroonians who would not have care. The Patcha Foundation is there to fill that gap. The Patcha Foundation is there to fill the gap in terms of awareness. I was talking to my sister the other day. She said, you know what? My doctor never told me that I should get a mammogram. Believe it or not, when you turn 40. That is what the Patcha Foundation is there, to create that awareness. Look at the cost of treatment. I was looking through Dr. Doe's interview. Dr. Doe is supposed to be the National Cancer Control Program Director or something. And he cites 2.1 million from CFA as the cost of treatment. Tell me, how many Cameroonians, how many can afford that? So you see, Eric right here was diagnosed with cancer. Unfortunately, Eric doesn't have money. There are financial constraints, right? So what the Patcha Foundation is doing is trying to get your money and help people like Eric to get free treatment. Next slide, please. So what are some of the accomplishments of the foundation? Again, remember the mission of the foundation is to improve community health through creating awareness and through early detection. So how does the Patcha Foundation do that? They organize cancer walks. They organize medical missions. They organize health fairs. In that means they're able to make more people go through screenings. They disseminate health information through health fairs, not only of cancer, but also of high blood pressure and diabetes. You can imagine how many people are going around with high blood pressure and they don't know it. You can imagine how many people are going around with diabetes and they don't know it. Next slide, please. So let's look at some of the things that the Patcha Foundation has done to create that awareness. So this is a picture from 2013, a health fair that the Patcha Foundation had in the Asian Group Health Fair. And I think Sister Stella and Sister Lydia Estapa represented the Patcha Foundation at this health fair. And this is a very recent cancer walk that we had here in Maryland. Unfortunately, because of time constraints, again, like I said, I'm going to kiss you. So I cannot show all the pictures. But this is the train of the balloons. And those balloons actually had names of those who had moved on as a result of cancer. And these are pictures that we just received this morning from Douala, sent to us by the program manager, Stephen Doden. Okay? There were over 1,000 participants. Believe it or not, they trampled on the cancer. They did. Next slide, please. So how does the Patcha Foundation use your money? Like I said, they started in 2008. They've done workshops, they've done seminars, they've done radio talks, they've done all sorts of things. But the two most important, as far as I'm concerned, that I think I should highlight here, are the medical missions. They had a medical mission of hope in 2013, June 3rd to the 10th, in collaboration with AWCAA, which is headed by Ms. Ifi Nwakubu, and a surgeon, Dr. Chukwuemeka Onyewu. They had volunteers from the USA, they had volunteers from Nigeria, they had volunteers from Cameroon, and they used your hard-earned dollars and naira and CFA to perform this medical mission. So one thing I want you to see here, that everything was free. They had it in Libe General Hospital, Boya General Hospital, Tico Cottage Hospital, and Kumba St. Francis Hospital. So look at the number of people that were saved. 3,428 people were saved. How many breast cancer screenings were done? 1,053. And of this, 9 were actually treated. Treated meaning they had surgery. Okay. But you know what I want to point out here is that breast screening was done by clinical breast exam. But we know that that's not the gold standard, isn't it? Yep. The gold standard is a mammogram. sit here and I listen to everybody giving $4,000, $2,000, $1,000. I say to myself, I wish that money could be used to get the mobile mammogram. Because of course, with the mobile mammogram, you can get it faster than clinical breast exam. Cervical screening was done using the vaginal inspection by acetic acid, prostate screening, DRE. Look at the numbers of people that were screened. Can you imagine if the Patcha Foundation wasn't there, if this would be possible? These women may have been diagnosed at a much later stage and end up dying. Everybody who was there got to see the dentist. Our dental students, are they here? Okay. So they had some kind of dental screening for oral cancer, gingivitis, extractions, and all of that. And 640 people who had free treatment, free medications. Next slide, please. So again, I have been watching through the screen, and I see that a lot of pictures have been going through. So I'm just going to show 4 pictures from each of the cities that were visited. This is Limbe. This was the arrival year in Limbe, and this is Miss Anyangwe-Ngute, who was the main collaborator. And you can see all the volunteers. I see Niboni here, Sister Justine, Sister Stella. You know, these are the pharmaceuticals that were given out. You can see somebody here, I don't know if this is a doctor, but you can see him taking blood pressure. Oh, dental student. Okay, you can see him taking blood pressure. And you can see oral screening taking place here. So the Patcha Foundation is really doing something amazing. Your money is being put to good use. Next slide, please. So this is in Boya. You know, I felt a little strange putting this picture up because I thought it was too graphic. But really, this is something that the Patcha Foundation does. This lady was diagnosed with breast cancer and she had a mastectomy. One breast was removed. Again, you can see the blood pressure being taken, you can see oral screening, and you can see consultations. That was in Boya General Hospital. Next slide, please. And this is in Tipo. You know what is amazing to me is the number of people that turn out. So you can see that there are a lot of people. Remember, Cameroon doesn't have health insurance. So if you do not have money, you die. So when you see an association like the Patcha Foundation that comes and gives you free health care, you've got to grab it. In fact, one of the pictures, the ladies were all sitting on the floor. Again, oral screening, pharmaceuticals, and the girl whose course is being taken. Next slide, please. So this was in Kumba. I see Sister Esther Chibere doing clinical breast exam on a lady. And I see educational materials here for breast cancer. Again, all the volunteers are actively working. Next slide. So this was medical mission in 2014. You see, the Patcha Foundation is not a regional foundation. They move from the southwest, they go on to the western province. They move to Njwen and then to Bamenda, the northwest province. So far they've been to 3 provinces. They've been to the southwest province, they've been to the northwest province, they've been to the western province. And again, consultations free. Look at the number of people screened. 3,735. So if you do the math, the Patcha Foundation has provided health care to almost 8,000 people in 2 years. So they are definitely. And I see that 208 children were seen in 2014. And there was also cardiology screening. So the Patcha Foundation is doing an awesome job. They really are. Next slide, please. Okay, so these are some snapshots. I see Dr. Georgette here with the medical supplies, that was she, and surgeries that were performed. Remember, these surgeries were performed free. In fact, in this case, the patient was diagnosed, but there was no OR, and the patient was transferred to Douala for the surgery, and the Patcha Foundation paid for everything, food, hospitalization, all the bills. Next slide. So, you know, I just want to share this video with you of a lady that gets
I'm at the Barrena main market, and I just heard this beautiful ladies calling me mommy nurse, but I didn't know that they recognized me from the Polyclinic, and they have something to say about the medical mission which took place on Thursday and Friday. Okay, Mami, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
I'm fine, thank you.
So now which day you go for the mission? Now which day? Na Thursday or Friday where you attend the mission?
Na Thursday, I'm here over with the same mission for since you know say
now see the cash on my. I'm going to go 4 days to watch the movie. Where? Plenty, small things on back and right number. Come on, any madam so we talk my phone so I can't get any only no matter who go for. Say this thing about this place here say it's small. So don't know they go consult me and do my examinations. Cancer screening free, breast cancer free, and I can see that giving a cough. They give me some medicine. I must make 875 milligram. I sleep the baby yesterday for that medicine. Well, thank you. So how do you feel now? Good. So that is good. So you're not always in a control. Well, you got to come with and you can't afford to sleep. Well, actually, so which makes it very better? I tell that people need confidence, power, and money for bad medicine. 24 people will come up. So they come again next year. And make us hopefully 10 times longer. Well, thank you. Right, I said, I want to market one, they want to make it.
Unfortunately, the video didn't play as planned, but at least you got to hear what she said. She says we should thank the Patcha Foundation for doing an awesome job. She got amoxicillin and she felt better, she slept like a baby, right? So the Patcha Foundation is really doing something wonderful. So I call this the 6 corners of the Patcha Foundation. And based on what I have told you this evening, the Patcha Foundation has increased cancer screenings through medical missions. The Patcha Foundation has increased cancer awareness through cancer walks. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the Patcha Foundation is actually improving community health. Okay, this foundation started in 2008. We are in 2014. And as I go through their website, I'll say our website because I'm part of it now. As I go through the website, I see that it just seems like it's getting better and better as the years go by. I call that sustainability. If you go to their website, you will see the medical reports. The medical reports are clearly available for you to read. I call that transparency. And if you decide to do one more thing, open through the pages, you can see that they account for even gloves, they account for water. I call that accountability. And if you've got accountability, if you've got transparency, I call that honesty. And if you've got honesty, transparency, accountability, I call that integrity. So these are the 6 attributes of the Patcha Foundation. So you know what? I really don't want to stress on this because you've already done such a good job. You are already making a difference. I stole this from Sister Stella's Facebook page. She and Rosemary do a very great job advertising on Facebook. So it says, unless someone like you cares a whole lot, nothing is going to get better. But I thank God that we all care a lot because the amount of money I've seen being donated today is unbelievable. Within an hour, that's amazing. And even the good book, the Holy Bible says in Matthew 25:40, then the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you do this for one of the least of this, my brothers, you have done it for me. You are doing it for God and not unto man. Thank you so much. Next slide, please. Together, we can make a difference. Teamwork. What is teamwork? Together, everybody achieves more. So your little pennies that you put together, the little drops of water eventually fills up a bucket. So please, continue to donate to the Patcha Foundation because they are making extremely good use of your money. Give it up to the Patcha Foundation.
Thank you, Dr. Njwen. We're going to need you back with some technical difficulties, so we're going to figure that out while we jump to another program and then we'll come back to you. That was very beautiful. Thank you.